Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and we're back with another tier list video, and this is actually the second part to a weapon tier list series that I will be making. The first one I did on swords, I already did it quite a while back. I'll put the links in the video description or the pinned comments below, so go ahead and check it out after this video if you're interested in more content. But anyway, weapons for this video will start off with the niche tier, the B tier, where plenty of lower rarity alternatives exist, like 4 stars and 3 stars and stuff like that, and go all the way up to double S tier where I factor in really the versatility of the weapon, the investment value for your account, and the number of best in slot options for the weapon for most characters in the game. Now, similar to Catalysts and specific to Claymores, the biggest competition really for 5-star Claymores is not between themselves, but actually from the 4-star weapons like Serpent Spine, and for some characters, even the craftable White Blind. But we will go more in depth when we talk about the weapons in general. Now, with that, let's not waste any time and jump right into our number 1. The Unforged is basically like a plain vanilla cake of Claymores. Everyone doesn't hate vanilla flavor, but it's likely hardly anyone's favorite. All characters can use the Unforged, and it's actually a generally decent option when really in doubt on what weapon to use. And the biggest downside, I feel, of Unforged is that the 4-star competition is really tough. R5 White Blind competes very well against it, especially for the likes of Ito and Noel, and if you are a Battle Pass buyer, Serpent Spine does give it a really good run for its money. The character which best makes use of this weapon, and is not even her best in slot, is actually Beidou. We already did an in-depth comparison of the Wolf Gravestone as well as the Unforged, but basically, due to her snapshot nature of her burst, if we do a couple of auto attacks and her E before her Q, overall, I rank the Unforged at A tier, a versatile stat stick since most of the characters here scale with attack, and is actually a respectable one as a 5-star for a stat stick, but strong 4-star competition exists. If the Unforged was a vanilla cake, then the Wolf Gravestone is a hot fudge chocolate cake. Everyone likes chocolate cakes, and even Ito, who doesn't really find much value in this weapon compared to other 4-star alternatives, could use Wolf Gravestone as well. In a team with little attack buffing, for example you don't have Thrilling Tales, Bennett or Sarah and other attack buffs, the ridiculous amount of attack that Wolf Gravestone offers to the team really makes it a very consistent option for characters like Beidou, Chongyun, Diluc and etc. It allows you the option of running an energy recharge sense or even an EM sense on characters like Diluc if needed without losing too much of the attack bonuses. The additional attack buff that it gives to the entire party makes it a much better supportive weapon than the Unforged, and the Wolf Gravestone's consistency of attack buffing, together with a decent amount of attack substats without requiring that insane amounts of fill time, makes me rank it as S tier. It's a notch higher than the Unforged due to its versatility and consistency. This weapon right here is like a soft and fluffy cheesecake. It really requires an empty stomach to really fully enjoy, and certain conditions need to exist in order for it to fully shine. The only real downside to this weapon is its mediocre attack for a Claymore character roster that actually mostly scales with attack. Meaning that characters like Sarah or Bennett or attack buffing items are really needed to maximize the value of this weapon. If you have the sources of attack to buff the team, then this weapon undeniably is one of the best weapons for Claymore users with its whooping 88% crit damage. Uncontested number 1 for defense scaling units, and is well usable by most other damage dealing Claymore characters. Unfortunately, if it was an attack scaling Claymore, I would definitely place it in double S tier for sure, since all of these characters here scale with attack somewhat. But because of the lackluster substat of defense for most Claymore characters in the game, I'll keep its rank at S tier. Amazing and great value for any account nonetheless. Broken Pines is like a carrot cake. It's actually one of the rare cakes that doesn't usually use butter in its ingredients, and few would actually place it as their top cake flavour off the top of their head. But those that do, really do love this cake dearly. And similarly, Eula and Physical Razor really love this weapon, and would rank this weapon as their uncontestable number 1. But other characters do struggle to find good value in this weapon despite that huge 741 base attack that this weapon offers. Until we have an attack transferring character for Claymores, for example like Bennett or Sarah in terms of the swords and bow equivalent, I'll leave this weapon as A tier, but S tier definitely if you have Eula. And if you guys are liking the video so far, I really would appreciate if you could leave the video a like and leave a comment if you found it rather useful so far. Anyway, let's get on with our last Claymore of the day, the Skyward Pride. The Skyward Pride is like the strawberry shortcake of Claymores. Everyone kinda loves strawberry flavor, and even Chongyun, who doesn't really need the energy recharge, doesn't mind the high base attack as well as the interesting passives that this weapon provides. The primary value of Skyward Pride actually allows you to run an offensive sense artifact, for example an attack sense, EM sense, or a defense sense, while also making up for that energy requirement that most characters on this list would require to a certain extent. Skyward Pride is really great for high energy recharge Beidous who are generally in single or mono electro teams without Fischl or Raiden, so she needs to build a little bit more energy recharge to get her uptime and her burst. And this kind of build usually involves running a 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fates, and the weapon, giving a solid base attack together with energy recharge coupling with this factor, does make it a very strong weapon for Beidou, especially if you're running her mono electro. But generally, most other units on this list also benefit very well from its generic and well-rounded substats and passives. Its high base attack, universal energy recharge substat, as well as decent passives makes me rank it S tier as possibly one of the better Claymores on this list. From a general big picture point of view, it does seem that the standard banner Claymores are offering tons of value for majority of accounts already, due to the high number of competition that 4-star weapons do provide. And the other limited 5-star Claymores does seem a little bit more niche and for players who want to min-max specific characters. And it's pretty good news because we don't really require 5-star weapons, especially for the Claymore or maybe even the Catalyst category, which we will talk about in another video. If you guys found this video helpful, you might like to watch the sword comparison video I did a while back right here, or perhaps this other tier list video on all 5-star artifacts in the game. See you in the next video.